Hello everyone, welcome back to the Makisode YouTube channel. How are you today? It is really warm today. It's probably heading towards summer in some climes. It's supposed to be heading towards the rainy season in mine, but I guess of course the sun still has to shine. Today I'm bringing you how we made one of our own bespoke pieces. This is something we've made something similar to this in the time past, but this is a modification and a variation. Yeah, I call it those two: a modification and a variation of that previous apparel. So this particular individual wanted proper sleeves, yeah, but although puff sleeves in this case, and I think that's about the only difference. Okay, the color is also different. Color is different; it's more defined, and then the sleeves too are more defined. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, but before I go tell you everything about this blouse, are you new to our channel? Do go subscribe. On a weekly basis, we bring you brand new videos inspiring you on all of the possibilities of crochet. We walk you through how we made one of our own bespoke pieces. We demystify what one celebrity or another wore, yeah. And we talk patterns, we draw patterns, we modify patterns. We teach you tips and tricks to make your crochet life easy. We have our galleries up on Instagram for our wedding day party apparel. You'll find your wedding dresses there. You find your bridesmaids dresses there. You find your wedding guests apparel on there. You find those at Makisode models. And then for your everyday casual apparel, corporate apparel, accessories, and interior decor. I think even exterior decor. You can find those at Makisode models. Do well to follow. Do well to like. Do well to leave a nice comment and do well to share our content. All right, so where are we? So this blouse was made in one, two, three, four main parts. So four main parts, and we had in mind the plan was to color it this way. So we have the bright yellow, and then we have this burnt orange, or I don't know what some people call it, but I just call it dark yellow and light yellow. So you call it what you want or whatever it is you're seeing. And as usual, you can choose whatever colors you want to use for yours. You can work yours in all plain, one color. You can use variegated yarn, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Remember that there are really no mistakes in crochet. Just keep your measurements correct. Your colors and everything else will add the necessary beauty to your project. So where did we start from? We started with this ribbed part. So the rib part, we worked in the width of say the bust area. All right. So if your bust measures say about 36 inches, yeah, around 36 inches, you would want this to be able to stretch into 36 if you're going to, because you're going to be wearing it from your head. So you'd want this to be able to stretch into 36. At this point, it may not be 36 because it's not fully stretched. But when fully stretched, you want for it to be able to pass down, beyond your breast area and sit nicely and snugly on your diaphragm and upper belly. All right. So after that was done, we joined, yeah, slip stitch. I'm sure you know how to do that. There's yeah. Do I have a video on that? But of course, like I always give my disclaimer, my videos are not necessarily for beginners. When it's beginner friendly, you would know, because all of the terms that I'll be using will be familiar to the beginner. But most of the time, my videos are for intermediate and advanced level crocheters. And I am certain that advanced level crocheters know how to work the rib pattern, and they also know how to close it up. So when you're done closing it up, whatever the number of stitches were, that because this I worked in half double crochet stitches, so you would have created a swatch. How many stitches of half double crochet stitches of half double crochet stitches would take me around 36 inches. That is what you would have used here. So if you were supposed to have, say, about 120 half double crochet stitches to go around the bust area in half double crochet stitches, it means that you're going to have to work this ribbed part here to accommodate the 120 half double crochet stitches, so that when you're working up, it is easy for you. All right, so choose, all of these are swatch dependent, right? Measurement dependent, the measurement of the person's bust, measurement of the person's diaphragm, and of course here, right here, we have measurement of the person's armhole depth. So when you've gotten to where you have the arm, the under the arm, and you just have the remaining inches. Usually for most, this point here is between 6 and 9. Okay, but in this case it was 7. Okay, so this remaining 7 inches here, of course you have to break that into panels. The back panel right here, right, and then this front panel. So the front panel, we worked it and worked it to make room for a V. This neckline right here is a V neckline. There's a video showing us how that is done. I would attach it to this video. So as you can see, yeah, I think that's clear enough. You have the V right there. Okay, so for the back panel, walk up all straight onto the very last row, and then you do that just for the shoulder part of it. Yeah, I've taught us about that before. If you're a familiar person to our channel, you would have been in on that particular class. So, but yeah, that is it. But then for the front panel, when you've walked up about halfway of the armhole depth, so if your armhole depth is about 7, when you've walked up to between 3 and 4, that is when you decide to split into this V, right? So you begin to reduce until you have obtained the number of stitches you had walked up at the back here to create room for the shoulder point. All of this we did in half double crochet stitches. Then we now use the same single crochet stitches to create a base for this sleeve. So to create the base for the sleeve, of course you would find out whatever number of stitches it takes, whatever number of single crochet stitches it takes to obtain 7 inches. That is what we used here. So you would have to align those stitches properly to accommodate the number of stitches that you need here before we worked V stitches for the sleeve. Yeah, we worked V stitches for the puff sleeve. So we maintained in the very first row, we worked V stitches into every other stitch, into every other single crochet stitch, and then we increased in the second row. Every 3 stitches we increased, and then we increased again in the fourth row. Every 4 stitches we increased before we maintained, because we wanted to have a very a decent fold here. Yeah, so a decent gathering there. And then of course we closed it up with single crochet stitches in the size of the bicep. So how many single crochet stitches does it take to go around the individual's biceps? That is the number of stitches you're going to have to accommodate into whatever number of stitches you ended up here with when you work the V stitches. So yes, a lot of math is involved. Like I always tell my beginners, when you join my class, the very first thing I add to the list of tools you need is a love for mathematics. All right, so same thing done here and same thing done over here. Then for the collar, what did we do? We mimicked the same type of stitches here. So we use V stitches here. Yeah, so same thing. We worked the first row normally and did our increases every other row. So every other row we had increases, yeah, to give it some, I didn't want a straight up V collar. I wanted something a little bit more wavy. All right, so we didn't add too many stitches, but of course just enough to give it this fluffy look and feel. That's about it. So rib stitches here, half double crochet stitches here, V stitches here, and of course the shell. The very last row right there was worked in shell. Yeah, I mentioned earlier when I talked about the things that we teach here. We teach how to modify stitches and create stitches. So this one right here, trust me, we created it on the go. So if you want to learn how to create stitches, please do let us know in the comments. We will teach you how to create stitches for a little token. So this we did on the go, and it's essentially yeah, you just end after all of the V stitches, you end with the shells, which means that your V stitches have to be in sort of even numbers, at the end of the day. So that requires a lot of mathematics. Okay, so do let me know. I think that's about it for the entire blouse. Okay, is there any part of this video that was unclear? Please ask in the comments. I'm going to be inserting video links in the description box. Yeah, another thing I'd like to tell you, if you're new here, please read my description box. For every video that you watch, there are usually, extensions of the video that I have just come from. So you have other videos, directing you to where the technique was probably done, and so it makes your life a lot easier. So read description box. If you want you like the blouse, you do not have the skill level, and you want us to do it for you, ask in the comments and we would do it for a token. You like the blouse, you have you can crochet, but all you want is the pattern. Also ask for that and we would write it for you for a token. All right, so that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe.